Hi guys, it's a lovely morning here in the Midlands of England. We're experiencing a bit of a heat wave at the minute, so I've moved. I'm not in my usual room. I'm in the sunshine in my nice conservatory. What I like to do today, I'd like to take you on a journey to DADGAD and Beyond. So this is an open tuning journey, and we're going to visit several stations, and each station is a different tuning, and each tuning leads us on to the next tuning. There's going to be a sequence of tunings. So this is not going to be a comprehensive tutorial really. This is a sampler to show you the tunings, how you get to the tunings, a couple of brief examples of each tuning, and then at the end I'm going to put some detailed notes in the description. Details of each tuning, details of each song and way you can hear the full version. Some of them are on my channel. So here we are at the home station at the start of our journey. We're in standard tuning. Our first stop, our first station is drop D. And the way we travel to drop D, the way we get to drop D, is we take the bottom E string and tune it down 2 semitones to D. And you can either use your trusty tuner there, or do it by ear. If you do it by ear, play the open 4th string, that's a D, and you're going to take this down to meet it. And then what you get is that lovely D chord, which is really a 4-string chord. It's now a 6-string chord. That lovely low D. And the main difference there is the G chord no longer works. So we've got to learn a new G chord. And the G chord is now, you take the 3rd and 4th finger and put it on the 5th fret, 5th and 6th strings at the bottom. And your first finger goes on the top string G there. This finger doesn't do anything. That's the new G, and if that feels a bit funny and strange, don't worry too much, because by the time we get to the end of our journey, this 5th and 3rd and 4th string chord shape, you'll be really used to it, because we'll use it a lot. So what else do we need? We need an A chord. That still works, as long as you don't use the 6th string. Doesn't work, but the root note is there. Same with the relative minor, which is B minor. You can't use a 6th string, but you can do this. Would you search through the lowly earth for me, G, through the briar and the bramble? I'll be your treasure. Early they sing all the wrong words. I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for you. So that's the famous Detectorists theme tune by Joni Flynn. Great TV series. The next example, I'm going to put the capo on too, because I like this particular tune. One of my favourite drop D tunes is with I use the capo on with 2. You don't have to. Just check the tune again. This is a Steve Winwood song called Can't Find My Way Home. He originally did it electric with Eric Clapton and Ginger Baker in Blind Faith. But he's more recently done a YouTube video on his own with an acoustic guitar sitting by a crackling fire. And it's brilliant. If you can find it, have a look at it. So there's a lovely riff in this, and I'm going to play part of the tune and then I'll show you how it works. So here goes. Come down from your throne, leave your body alone. Somebody has to change. You are the reason I'm traveling on. Somebody holds the key. You know I'm near the edge and I just ain't got the time. Oh, and I'm wasted and I can't find my way home. Now, it's quite a lot going on there. Don't be too worried. It's not all that difficult. So first, the little first riff. Form the D chord, but before you play anything, take your second finger off the string. Leave that open. First string open. That second string then goes on to the 3rd fret, 5th string, and then that finger comes off, and your first finger goes a fret down on the 2nd fret. At the same time, your little pinky goes on to the top D, the top G there. So that's. Then your little finger comes off again, and then you go 1 fret down again. So there's a nice downward shuffle there. And then you go that chord there, where you just take that part of the D chord remains, and that finger goes over 2 strings. If you can't get it over 2 strings, there must be a way to get 2 fingers on there, but if you do it quick. And then we go to the G chord. So that's. And then we go the other middle section. Near the end, and that's an A4th or something. There's like A7 with then got the time. Oh, that's the first finger on those bottom 2 strings again, this time on the 2nd fret. That's actually an E minor 7. So when you got 2 fingers on strings there, one's covering the 5th and 6th string and the other's on the D on the 2nd string. Can't find my way home. So there we go, start of the G. Can't find, and then you move down a fret, but the fingers then go on to the 4th and the 6th string with the A open. Move that shape down to the 2nd fret. So we start on the G. And that little sequence there we'll see again later on in the other tunings. So that's it. So we've got to the first station. we travel on towards the next station, and that's a double drop D, or call it a double drop D. I sometimes call it DADGBD. And what you do there is you take the top E this time and go down 2 semitones. So play the here we can play the D chord almost the same. That's the triangle there, the D chord. We'll take your finger off though, you don't need that second finger on the first string. That's now a version of D, played across 6 strings, but you've got 2 Ds at once there. The C chord is the same chord, but now you get actually a D9 because you've got a D at the top, a C9 because you've got a D at the top. Then if you slide that C up 2 frets, you get another version of D. And it's kind of an edgy one, it's got a discord in there somewhere. And then you need a G, which is the same as those that we're now getting familiar with, those. But you don't need that first finger on. So just to recap, we've got a D, we can play a C, and we've got a G. And the first time I saw this tuning was in the capable hands of one of my favourite English folk singers, a lady called Kate Rusby. And if you have never heard of Kate Rusby, look her up, she's gorgeous, and she does a folk festival every year. She runs a folk festival in her own village in Yorkshire, and I've been a couple of times. It's great. So I've gone up, but it doesn't matter, I'll still refer to them as if we're in an open key. So here she plays this song, which is called Our Town, which I think was recorded by somebody else, I can't remember who. We're going to play this in the key of G, so we're going to use that key, and then we want, in the G, we want a G, a C and a D. G, C as it was, and the D, we're going to use the D that goes 2 frets up. And so this is typical Kate Rusby kind of feel. G, C, G, D. Up the street beside the red neon light is where I met my baby on a hot summer night. She was the tender and I ordered a beer. It's been 40 years and I'm still sat here. Can't you see the sun sinking fast? Just like they say, nothing good ever lasts. Well, go on then, kiss it goodbye, but hold on to your lover, 'cause your heart's gonna die. Go on then, say goodbye to our town, to our town. Can't you see the sun's going down on our town, on our town? Goodbye. See? G, D, G, C is normal, G, D. And 2 things I like about that, and Kate's playing in general, is that top D is like a drone, it goes all the time. And the other one is that discord. Alrighty, then the second example I'm going to give you, I'm going to change genre altogether. and we're going to turn to one of my superheroes, which is the boss himself, Bruce Springsteen, and this is Devils and Dust. Devils and Dust, and this is in the key, I've taken the cap off again because it suits my voice. This is in the key of D, and we're going to use that D chord there. We're also going to use the G chord, nothing to do with your fifth finger, just notice it again. He uses another version of G in this, which is a single finger on the fifth string, second fret. That's a version of G something, and the A is one finger over. So that's, I'm not sure exactly what chord that is, but in open tunings, it's kind of a bit more fluid and open. This is a different treatment of double drop D. This is a bit of Moody Bruce. And when he's playing his acoustic story songs, quiet acoustic story songs, he uses a variety of tunings. So here's one of them. Quick swig of tea. And he also uses a palm muting. If you get the palm of your hand on the bridge, and you can adjust that to B. There's a bit of a sus4 there with your little finger on the fourth string. Got my fingers on the trigger, and I don't know who to trust. That's the G. When I look into your eyes, that's the A. The Devils and Dust. I'm a long, long way from home, Bob. Home's a long, long way from us. There's a dirty wind Devils and got on my side, that's the G, and I'm trying to survive. That's that familiar rundown. What you do to survive, kill things you love. If there's a dangerous thing, turn your heart back, you can shrug, and take that for your soul. Okay, so we got to the end of that station. That's a double drop D DADGBD. So I guess some of you by now will want to pause the video and go and have a cup of tea in this station cafe while we move on to the next tuning station. And the next tuning station is DADGAD itself. This is the road to DADGAD. We're about to get to DADGAD. So welcome back, hope you had a nice cup of tea. And the way to get to DADGAD now, we're going to turn our attention to the second string this time, the B, and we're going to tune it down 2 semitones to A. The train's going to take us from A to B, but we're going to tune this to the string from B to A. So we want to tune it to A, so that's the A string, so we want to come down to that. Now just to recap where we are, come a long way. The third, fourth and fifth strings we haven't touched, they're still in standard. The bottom string we've gone down 2 semitones, the top string we've gone down 2 semitones, the second string we've gone down 2 semitones. And the 3 main chords that we need to learn there, this is well, this is exciting, this tuning, because this is a completely fresh canvas. None of the chord shapes that you're familiar with fit. But don't be concerned, because DADGAD is open and free, and it's not as constrained. You don't have to learn all these chords, but we do need a bit of structure. So we need the 3 chords, D, G and A, and they're dead easy. So you put one finger, this is all one finger, all 3 string of chords on one finger. So the first D is the 3rd string, 2nd fret, there. That gives you a D major chord, just one finger. And then if you move your 1st finger across to the 5th string, all on the 2nd fret, there's a G. It's actually a G9, but it's fine. And then if you're on the A, you move it over to the 4th string. That's also an A9, but you can do this. D, G, Now, just to expand on that, the G chord, you can get to a G, proper G major, and if you take the 1 finger, G9, and put your 2nd finger on the 2nd string, 2nd fret, that's a proper G major. And then if you move that shape over 1 string to the 4th and the 1st, so D major, G major, A major, and you can play what we call melody over chords here, because most of the time all the strings are in either D, G or A. You know, you can just finger pick whilst you're playing a tune, and the 2nd and 4th frets play a lot of riffs on there. So you can go on the 5th string, or on the 4th string you go, and on the 1st string, on the 2nd string, chord sequence we've seen before, where you go to a G chord, which is an alternative G chord here. It's that same shape, and that riff going down like we did before, 4th and 6th strings. So you can do things like this. The thing to do with this is doodle or noodle, and play around with things. And I'll play you a little instrumental piece which comes from a beautiful English folk song called "The Ladies Go Dancing at Whitsun," and this is the intro to it. overplaying you can do with that. And then for my second example of DADGAD, I'm going to cross genre again, and I'm going to go across the Atlantic to see to the late great John Denver, another hero of mine. And I was amazed when I was just first learning DADGAD, and I was watching his concert, and all of a sudden he was playing a song in DADGAD. I thought, oh, wow. And this is a song called Boy from the Country. And I'll play a bit and then show you more about it once again. And let me get the range again now. Oh yeah, there's another lovely riff in this, using this, and I'll try it. He called the forest brother, and he called the earth his mother. They drove him out, here we go again, to the rain. Some people even said that the boy from the country was insane. Isn't that lovely? So, just quickly to go through that, you start with a D chord, and then you put your little finger on the 4th fret of the 2nd string. Get a bit of a discord. We played open first. And then you put your finger on 2 strings, or you can put 2 fingers on if you listen. I do it on the rhythm. So it's so on the 2nd string, open first, 4th fret, 2nd fret to join the 3rd string, open. They drove him out, and then we've got that same riff. To the rain. Then this is a new chord. This is a chord of A. So if you play the F shape A chord that would normally be in a standard tuning, you take your first finger off altogether. Just leave those 2 fingers on, and you put your little finger on to the 7th fret, which is now an A because everything's moved up 2 semitones. That's the chord. That's another chord of A. And we have a riff there. And then we had a rundown that starts with that. Move the whole chord down 2 frets. Take your second finger off. So that's 2nd string and 4th string. Same chord down there. But I did say it's from DADGAD to DADGAD and Beyond. So there's just one more tuning I'd like to show you. some of you can pause the video again and go and have a beer or something while we move on to the next station. And this is an open D chord tuning. We're one semitone away from an open D chord tuning. And this time we're going to turn our attention to the third string. And we're not going to go down 2 semitones, we're only going down 1. So we're going to go from G to F sharp. And the F sharp can be found here, if you're doing it by ear. So this string is still in standard tuning. So there's the F, there's the F sharp. So that's what we want to get down to. Okay, and what we should have now is an open chord. Listen to that. And again, we're going to need the G chord and the A chord because we're in the key of G. So the G chord looks like an E7 chord. It's standard tuning, excuse me. First finger, third string, first fret. Second finger, fifth string, second set. That's a normal E7. This is a G. And then the A chord is you move one finger over, your second string moves onto the fourth string. Open, open, first fret, second fret, open. So we go. And this I'm going to turn back to my old friend, the boss, Bruce Springsteen. This is dry line. You can do just a fourth one. That's just one. Took my robe off in the morning. One swing on the stove turned right. Stay hypnotized in my cup of coffee. Put my boots on, make my bed. Screen door hanging off its hinges. Kept banging me awake all night. When I looked out of the window, the only thing inside is dry lightning on the horizon line. It's just dry lightning. You own my mind. There you go. I made a bit of a mistake there. I tried to go to that G instead of that G. You don't use that G in this tuning. So that's fairly simple. That's fairly easy. Great song. And I played a little riff there on the A, where I went. That shape goes up 2 frets, and then you put the third and fourth string flat on the 5th fret. And you can do a similar thing on the G chord. Take the same chord up, and then you go flat. So it's 1 fret apart, 1 fret apart. 2 together. Good. Oh, great sound. step of our journey, the last example I'm going to give you. I'm going to show you another little riff. With this tuning, of course, if you use a bar, anywhere you go is a major chord. That's D, that's E, that's F, that's G, that's A, and so on. And if we go to do that, and then we put our second finger on the third string, whatever fret that is, the next fret, and then we put that finger on the fifth string. And what we're doing is when we play D and G, we're redoing that. So if I put my finger over there, that's the G. You understand me? So, and I'm going to turn to the queen of open tunings, Joni Mitchell, here, and go like this. That's it. Phew. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you followed it, but keep looking at it. And don't forget, look at the notes and it'll all become more clear. Now, how the hell am I going to get back to standard tuning? I'll leave that for you to sort out. Bye. Thanks for listening.